Hey, you know what's crazy? You opening up for your girlfriend, bro, you'll be a fucking star. 10 minutes.
Have the Swifties bouncing off the walls before Tay gets out there.
10 minutes, hyping up the crowd. Oh, my God. Speaking of Swifties, your brother did something nobody else in the world can do. He walked me right over. I got to shake her hand.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome.
That was the Super Bowl I like to remember.
And, you know, she was with Ice Spice. I was more on Ice Spice than I was on you.
Things in Taylor Swift's world are getting messier than a brunch table after bottomless mimosas. Imagine this. Taylor, the queen of eras, Easter eggs, and emotionally devastating piano bridges, seems to be pulling a full-on disappearing act from her longtime best friend Blake Lively. And no, this isn't one of those playful surprise moments where she randomly shows up in a music video. This is ghost mode. Vanished. Poof. In this fictional storyline, Taylor finds herself accidentally dragged into Blake's chaotic legal drama with Justin Baldoni, and she is far from thrilled about being cast as a background character in someone else's courtroom chaos. Rumor has it that Taylor has been leaving Blake on red harder than your ex ignores unopened Snapchats from 2016. Texts unanswered, calls declined, even metaphorical messenger pigeons rerouted. Meanwhile, Blake is portrayed as scrambling to save their decade-long friendship, sending heartfelt voice notes, apologetic emails, and possibly even peace offerings courtesy of Ryan Reynolds himself. But Taylor, she's hitting that giant glowing ignore button. In this fictional narrative, Taylor insists she never meant to drag Taylor into anything, claiming the whole mess is just a huge misunderstanding spun wildly out of control. But Taylor's not buying the misunderstanding excuse at all. In this fictional narrative, everything spiraled when Justin Baldoni hit Blake with a massive $400 million lawsuit accusing her of using her friendships with Taylor and Ryan as leverage during negotiations for It Ends With Us. He even described them as her dragons, turning the whole ordeal into some strange Game of Thrones legal edition. Things got even hotter when Taylor herself was subpoenaed last month, like she suddenly walked onto an episode of Law & Order instead of a sold-out stadium tour covered in sequins. The subpoena was eventually dropped, but not before it singed Taylor's trust. Even if the paperwork disappeared, the hurt didn't. Taylor's definitely not singing "You Belong With Me" about Blake right now. Some insiders claim they're trying to fix things behind the scenes, but the vibe is off. Trust shattered, group chat silent, and just when Swifties were recovering from that chaos, Taylor iced things even further, this time in the direction of her other ride or die, Selena Gomez. The pair, dressed like Vogue editorial models, were spotted leaving dinner recently, but instead of their usual warm BFF energy, everything felt chilled. Cameras caught Taylor walking straight to her car without a wave, smile, or hug, just a clean, dramatic turn and a getaway, like she was dodging paparazzi in Mission Impossible. TikTok detectives instantly went into overdrive, decoding their body language like ancient runes. Meanwhile, Selena looked like she'd just been left on red in real life, that half-frozen smile hitting fans right in the heart. Was it shade? A bad mood? Just Taylor avoiding cameras? Insiders insist it was nothing personal. Apparently, the hug happened inside, away from the flashing lights, but the internet had already gone full detective mode. Cameras and screaming fans aside, separate cars are practically standard when you're rich enough to have decoys, but still, that blink and you miss it awkward moment was hard to ignore. Let's be honest, Taylor and Selena have survived breakups, scandals, and PR nightmares that could fuel an entire soap opera. A weird car exit is barely a paper cut in their long-running friendship saga. But the internet ran with it anyway. And just when people thought the drama had peaked, fictional insiders claim Selena stirred the pot even earlier. Hours before dinner, she was spotted vaping in an oversized coat, giving off a vibe somewhere between "I'm chill" and "I'm spiraling." Fans online reacted instantly. Selena's a grown woman who can make her own choices, but the timing raised eyebrows, especially within this fictional narrative where she's portrayed as openly discussing long-term health struggles. The photos sparked a frenzy. Some criticized her, others defended her with passionate let her live energy. But overall, the vibe felt uneasy. In this dramatized storyline, Selena's history with smoking resurfaced, first spotted in 2012 on a film set, then popping up on and off like a toxic ex who won't stop texting. So between the vape pics, Taylor's frosty exit, and whispers about fractured friendships, it seems this fictional girl gang is skating on thin emotional ice. Will Taylor and Blake fix their issues? Will Selena and Taylor restore their sisterhood? Or are we witnessing the soft launch unraveling of Hollywood's most iconic trio? Stay tuned, because in Taylor's universe, even silence becomes a headline. And for those who haven't forgotten the so-called relationship rehab era, the post-transplant Europe getaway, or those infamous 2019 political readings, this storyline claims Selena still occasionally stepped out with a vape cloud big enough to overshadow the moment. But here's the plot twist. Right in the middle of the online chaos, she supposedly dropped a bold new collab album with Benny Blanco titled I Said I Love You First. A gutsy move considering half the internet was yelling, "Girl, love your lungs first." The album, again in this fictional retelling, is loaded with features, bonus tracks, and enough emotional depth to soundtrack an entire social media spiral. Just when you think Selena's week couldn't get any more chaotic, boom, a plot twist straight out of a Netflix cliffhanger. In this fictional narrative, Selena casually leapfrogs over Taylor freaking Swift on Forbes' list of the richest self-made women. Let that simmer for a second. Selena Gomez, the former Disney sweetheart turned global entrepreneur, just outranked the vault-opening, cat-owning, stadium-shattering billionaire herself. According to the storyline, Forbes estimates Selena's net worth at a jaw-dropping $700 million. And no, it's not from acting roles or sad girl ballads. It's rare beauty. Her dewy blush empire has reportedly hit $1.3 billion. That's billion with a capital B. While Taylor's off plotting her next record-breaking re-release or casually purchasing remote islands for fun, Selena's out here living her full CEO Barbie fantasy, quiet, powerful, and unbothered. And she's not just stacking cash. In this dramatized version of events, Selena drops $5 million toward wildfire relief like it's a casual Tuesday errand. Save the planet and secure the bag might as well be her new mantra. Meanwhile, the Rare Impact Fund isn't just some cute branding, it's a calculated power move, an effort to make mental health advocacy mainstream, stylish, and impossible to ignore. It's philanthropy with precision. Corporate compassion with contour. While the internet is busy spiraling over vape pics and speculating about frosty friendships, Selena's climbing financial ladders and championing causes like she's building her own gentle, glittery empire. CEO energy, billion-dollar beauty, and a legacy that goes far beyond trending topics. Compassionate, confident, and absolutely non-negotiable. Selena is serving flawless face and flawless philanthropy, but don't expect her to slow down and gloat. Oh no, in this fictional narrative, our girl is booked, busy, and borderline superhuman. She's back on set filming Only Murders in the Building Season 5, casually solving crimes with Steve Martin while carrying her billionaire energy like it's a limited edition designer bag. And if that wasn't enough, she's already gearing up for her next film, Amelia Perez. Seriously, does she sleep or does she simply recharge like an expensive skincare device? To top it off, she's still in her full Benny Blanco era. Boyfriend, producer, emotional support human, and living pillow all in one practical package. CEO energy, actress energy, soft girl energy. She's checking every box. Meanwhile, over in fictional Swiftyville, Taylor's pulling power plays that could shake the entertainment industry. She just went full boss mode and reclaimed the masters to her entire original music catalog. Every last album. It's like she snapped her fingers Thanos style, dusted the drama, and whispered, "Thanks for holding those for me. Now run along." But here's the twist. Those re-recordings weren't just about a feud. They were part of a much bigger, long-game strategy. A masterclass in artistic control. A blueprint for ownership that future artists will study like scripture. In this storyline, Taylor isn't just making Taylor's versions, she's reshaping the rules of the music industry itself, all while maintaining her signature glitter-covered, emotionally devastating Queen energy. Taylor played the long game. She tanked the value of her original masters by urging fans to skip the OGs and stream only her re-recorded versions, turning Scooter Braun's golden investment into a glittery hot mess. Then Taylor waltzed in, sparkly boots and all, and bought them back like a queen reclaiming her own legacy. Casual billionaire energy. Sure, fans still get emotional belking along to 10-minute therapy versions of songs, but let's be honest. Some stans admit the originals hit just a little harder. That voice crack in Last Kiss? Unmatched. Yet grown-up Taylor's vocals are powerhouse level, and the glow-up is undeniable. Now that she owns it all, insiders say her last two re-records, Reputation and her self-titled debut, might still drop as a victory lap. Why not? She turned a revenge mission into a global movement. Artists everywhere are suddenly reading contracts like they're prepping for the SATs. Even AJ jumped on the bandwagon, and Olivia Rodrigo is definitely taking notes. Taylor didn't just reclaim her music, she rewrote the playbook. That's what happens when you mix a little petty with genius, glitter, and grit. Selena remains compassionate, non-negotiable, and always serving flawless face, but she's not stopping to gloat. Our girl is booked and busy. She's back on set filming Only Murders in the Building Season 5, casually solving crimes with Steve Martin while radiating billionaire energy like it's a designer handbag. If that wasn't enough, she's already gearing up for her next movie, Amelia Perez. Sis, do you even sleep? And let's not forget she's still deep in her Benny Blanco era. Boyfriend, producer, emotional support, chef, and human pillow, all rolled into one. Meanwhile, over in Swiftyville, Taylor is making her own power moves. She just went full boss mode, officially reclaiming the masters to her original music catalog. Every single album. It's like she Thanos snapped Scooter Braun out of her life and whispered, "Thanks for holding those for me, now run along." And those re-records? Turns out they weren't just about drama, they were a calculated move, part of a bigger strategy to take control of her legacy, while proving she's still the ultimate architect of her own empire. Cameras were flashing, photographers were screaming, and separate cars were the norm, because when you're rich enough, decoys are basically standard issue. Still, that awkward Blake and Taylor missed it moment is hard to unsee. Let's be honest, these two have survived breakups, scandals, and enough PR disasters to fill a miniseries. A weird car exit? Barely a paper cut in their soap opera level friendship. But of course, the internet ran wild, and just when you thought the drama had peaked, Selena stirred the pot before the dinner even happened. Hours earlier, she was papped puffing on a vape, wearing an oversized coat, looking like she was simultaneously chill and possibly spiraling. Naturally, the internet had opinions. Fans were quick to judge, citing her health battles, publicly surviving lupus, a kidney transplant, and recently revealing she's dealing with SIBO, a condition that turns your digestive system into an uninvited party. Some criticized her choices, others defended her with the classic, "let her live." It didn't help that Selena has had an on-again, off-again relationship with smoking since 2012 Spring Breakers. Combine the vape pics, Taylor's frosty exit, and the swirling speculation about broken bestie bonds, and it's clear this friend group is on thin emotional ice. Will Taylor and Blake mend their friendship? Will Taylor and Selena reclaim their sisterhood? Or are we witnessing the quiet unraveling of Hollywood's most iconic girl gang? Meanwhile, Selena pushed forward. Amid health drama and fan side-eyes, she dropped a full-on collab album with Benny Blanco titled I Said I Loved You First. A bold move, considering half the internet was yelling, "Girl, love your lungs first." The album is stacked, featuring J Balvin, The Mars, and a deluxe edition with enough tracks to soundtrack a full social media spiral. Between the frosty exits, public scrutiny, and major music moves, it's safe to say the Taylor-Selena-Blake triangle is one headline that refuses to remain quiet.